I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for this month's National Park News Roundup. Welcome back, everybody. First up, several national parks have made updates to their timed entry requirements for 2025. And at Arches, it's kind of a big change. The actual way reservations will work is mostly the same as 2024. Beginning on April 1st, you'll need a reservation to get into Arches National Park up through the end of October. But the big change is that the park will not require reservations from July 7th through August 27th, 2025, basically after the July 4th holiday until just before Labor Day weekend, when visitation traditionally slows down. It gets really hot in July and August at Arches. Timed entry tickets will be required for visitors arriving between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily when the program is in effect, unless they have camping, tour, or special use permits. That's pretty standard across the board at these parks. If you have a camping reservation, you don't need an entry permit. Visitors arriving before 7 a.m. or after 4 p.m. will not need a timed entry ticket, so you can get up and get there early or come in late in the afternoon. Visitors can reserve their tickets on a first-come, first-served basis through recreation.gov, online or over the phone, beginning at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on January 2nd, 2025. Reservations will be released 3 months in advance in monthly blocks. For example, on January 2nd, reservations will open for the month of April. On February 1st, reservations will open for the month of May, and so on through July, when the final block of October reservations will be made available. Starting March 31st, additional tickets will be released at 7 p.m. Mountain Time each day for park visits the following day. So if you didn't get those reservations in advance, you still have an opportunity to get one the day before. Timed entry tickets will allow visitors to enter during a 1-hour specified window. After entering, visitors may stay in the park for the remainder of the day. Ticket holders may exit and re-enter the park on the same day with correctly validated tickets. The only cost associated with booking a reservation is a $2 recreation.gov processing fee, but of course you have to have park entry fees paid as well when you arrive. Visitation to Arches National Park grew 73% between 2011 and 2021 when the timed entry was initiated, nearing 2 million people annually. That increase was concentrated during certain hours, and during times of peak congestion, the park had to temporarily close its gates until the crowding lessened, resulting in many visitors being unable to enter the park at all. About 100 days a year, the park had to close its gates. At Rocky Mountain National Park, the system will be similar to 2024 with 2 types of reservations available. One permit will be for the Bear Lake Road corridor, including the whole corridor and access to the rest of the park. And that other reservation is just for the rest of the park, not including Bear Lake corridor. So you've got sort of the 2 different options there. You'll get a 2-hour window to enter again, and you can stay in the rest of the day. Bear Lake Road corridor timed entry reservations will end on Monday, October 20th. However, the rest of the park reservation system will end on Tuesday, October 14th. Reservations to enter the park will be available through recreation.gov beginning at 8 a.m. Mountain Time on Thursday, May 1st. This round of reservations will be available to enter the park from May 24th through June 30th. From there on, reservations will be released on the 1st of the month for the following month. So on June 1st for July, and so on until September, when the final October reservation dates are released. Rocky Mountain will not be holding back reservations that will be released the day before or a couple days before, like Arches is doing. So if you don't get them in advance, you're not getting them. Glacier National Park will also once again implement a pilot vehicle reservation system in 2025 from June 13th to September 28th for the west side of the Going to the Sun Road and the North Fork area. Reservations will be required from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. But new in 2025, Glacier will be piloting timed entry reservations for the west side of Going to the Sun Road as well, along with North Fork. The Swift Current area of Many Glacier Valley will be closed to public access during the summer of 2025 due to ongoing construction. The closure will greatly reduce the amount of available parking in the Many Glacier Valley. The park is currently researching access alternatives for the valley in 2025 that they plan to announce at a later date. Glacier reservations are going to be available 120 days in advance, starting on February 12th at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on a rolling basis on recreation.gov. So you have to just count back 120 days on the calendar from when you plan to arrive. This is the issue. I understand these parks have to be managed in different ways because they're entirely different locations and they have different problems. But I don't understand why some of this isn't starting to be standardized. We should at least have the release dates standardized so this isn't a mess when you're trying to visit several different national parks and you have to figure out, am I on a 1 month rolling window? Am I on a 120-day rolling window? What is it? Anyway, they will also be holding back remaining vehicle reservations that will be released at 7 p.m. on Mountain Daylight Time for the next day, starting on June 12th. At Yosemite National Park, January 1st through February 7th, no reservations will be required to drive in, but February 8th through 23rd, a reservation will be required 24 hours a day on Saturdays, Sundays, and on Washington's birthday, Monday, February 17th. So there's not like if you get there before 6 a.m., you can get in. That's not going to be the case at Yosemite. For dates after February 26th, there's going to be some sort of visitor access plan, but it hasn't been announced yet. The park says it will announce details by the end of the year. And a few other parks like Mount Rainier, Shenandoah, and Acadia all have some sort of timed entry system, at least perhaps for certain areas of the park, but they've not announced any significant changes for 2025 as of yet. More in a moment, but first, this episode is sponsored by RV Share. With over 4 million nights booked and thousands of 5-star reviews from happy campers, RV Share is the largest RV rental website in the U.S. A wide-ranging inventory from affordable pop-up campers to luxury motorhomes means RV Share has a rental that's perfect for you. Choose from thousands of options, including pet-friendly RVs and RVs that can be delivered right to your campsite. Each booking on RV Share also includes 24/7 roadside assistance for the ultimate peace of mind on the open road. Get ready to use your outside voice from camping at a local state park to checking a national park stay off your bucket list. The adventure begins as soon as you step inside your RV rental. Book your RV now for the busy spring and summer season at rvshare.com. There's no better way to explore America's parks than with an RV trip. Find helpful tips for first-time renters, travel inspiration on the best RV-friendly places to visit, and discover a budget-friendly way to have an epic adventure all on the RV Share blog. And when you're ready to book, head over to rvshare.com to find out more and use promo code PARKS30 for $30 off a $500 or more booking. A bipartisan group of lawmakers from the Chesapeake Bay area wants to designate the Chesapeake Bay as a national recreation area. Back in July of 2023, Senator Chris Van Hollen introduced the Chesapeake National Recreation Area Act, which the Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resources has now voted out of committee. The Chesapeake National Recreation Area would protect the nation's largest estuary. A 62-year-old man from Colorado Springs has been fined $3,000, sentenced to 7 days in jail, and banned from Yellowstone for 5 years for walking off trail in a thermal area. They take that stuff seriously up there. The man left a protected area of the Mammoth Hot Springs on the northern side of the park. That punishment is all after pleading guilty, too. Park rangers were alerted to the violation by other visitors who witnessed the man leave the trail. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum will be nominated by President-elect Donald Trump as the Secretary of the Interior. The Interior Department oversees the National Park Service, along with most other federal lands, notable exceptions being those managed by the U.S. Forest Service and the Army Corps of Engineers. Burgum is a major proponent of fossil fuels and expanding access to drilling and exploration. As governor, he was also a major opponent of removing feral horses from Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Many parks are threatened by encroaching oil and gas production, and clearly the Trump administration plans to expand access to those resources across the country. It's likely we'll see the reduction in the size of certain national monuments again, like we did the last time around, that were then reverted by President Biden. But Burgum also believes the National Park Service is severely underfunded. So it's very clear that over the next few years, we're going to see lots and lots of conflict about land access, use, and ownership as the federal government's policies continue to change with this new administration. That's it for this month's National Park News Roundup. Thanks so much for being here. If you got something out of this video, hit the like button. If you want more like it, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.